But Angelo, I remember you talking at length and in a confusing manner about using a green screen feature in order to help show what the patients look like. How do you do that? I don't understand. Well, I don't really understand either. And remember, I'm making this up as I go along, so fake it until you make it. But let's talk about how you would do that right now. Alright, so you guys can see that I have 3 students here doing my simulation. A zombie, a Disney character who may or may not have been the only positive male role model I had growing up, and a circus elephant who is using her grant money in order to rehabilitate her life. So I want to show them what my patient looks like. So in order to do that, I have a couple of options. I'm going to talk about the way that I initially showed you guys how to do this during the webinar, and then I'm going to talk to you about a better way to do it. So you need a green screen, and I say green screen, but all I really mean is a flat, solid colored object. So what do I got around here? That works. So we need to prop that up in front of the webcam in that laptop. Well, how are we going to do that? Let's see, we need something heavy. Nope, that's not going to work. Maybe one of these books. No, they'll just fall over. Legos. Nope, not going to work. Hey, look at that. It's a box. Glorious. That'll work. So we've got a screen. I'm going to keep saying green, but it's red right now. So how do we display an image? Well, we ignore all of this. This is fine. It's set up. It's great. Woohoo! Let's go back. We're going to go up to the video options. We are going to go to this drop down right here, and then we are going to choose our virtual background. Outstanding. So this pops up. And as you guys can see probably over here, the angle of the camera needs to be adjusted a little bit. It's not actually pointing at the green screen. So you're going to see my hand reach into the frame and angle the camera so all that it can see is the solid color. All right, so you guys can see I have a bunch of images left over from anesthesia. And a PEDS program and some other stuff already loaded up in here. But I'm going to show you how to add a new one. You're going to go up to this plus sign and select Add Image. And right now this is my desktop. I have been just kind of acquiring images off the internet. If it's good enough for me, it might be good enough for you. I haven't checked with anyone yet about copyright, but we're not using this for profit, so I think we're covered by fair use law. So I'm going to select my respiratory healthy Getty Images image here, and I'm going to hit open. And you guys can see that it's already displaying itself up there. So I like the way that it looks. I like the way that the formatting is. If I decided I wanted to use a different image, I could just select it from the ones I already have here. Here's a kid throwing up. Here's a michelada. I don't think any of those things are appropriate, so we're just going to go back to this guy right here. You guys see that I have a green screen option checked. This is very important. I mentioned it during the webinar that sometimes the images will just try to display on any kind of solid colored object if you don't have this checked. More importantly though, if you have an older computer like this one is, if this option is not selected, you will get an error message. So make sure that it is checked. Let's go back down and pick my guy here. There he is. All right, so we're just going to exit out of this. And then we're going to go back up to the top of the screen. And we are going to start our video feed. And you guys will note that the image on my virtual background just popped up. So this is what the students are seeing right now. And I am going to show you exactly what the student interface looks like in 1 second. Right now, this is what the students are seeing. Specifically, this is what our retired circus elephant student is seeing. They're seeing the patient monitor, they're seeing their other participants involved. You can see that they have the image that I'm broadcasting of the simulation, or the simulator and or the patient displayed as well. One of the things that you can tell people during your pre-briefing is that this is customizable. As you guys can see, there's an option to shrink the patient monitor. So if you had more students that needed to have their windows here, you could definitely have them rearrange it. But Angelo, I thought you said that there was more than one way to use a green screen. Well, I'm going to tell you about one. A way that I figured out after one of the questions in the Q&A during our webinar. You ready, buddy? He's ready. All right, so first things first. This high-tech situation we have here with the folder in the box. Well, yeah, no, we don't need that. Let's get this stuff out of the way. Oh, God, I hope I didn't break that. All right, so there were a couple of ways that you can do this. All you need to do is block the camera with a solid colored object. You could use a piece of masking tape, but then you're going to get adhesive all over your camera. You could use a post-it note, but I would argue that you could also get adhesive on the camera. And also, in my house, the post-it notes they're pretty old and they don't really want to stick. Because I never really thought I'd have to actually have an office here. So, but post-it note, good option. You can use that as long as it's a solid colored object. What I found to use that is working really good is I took one of my work business cards that I don't need anymore because who am I going to give it to? My wife, my dog, the mailman? None of those people care. And I folded it so that it would fit over the top. Actually, let's put it this way. Over the top and over the camera. So now the camera is being covered by a solid colored object. So let's take a look at what that looks like when you choose a patient background now. All right, so same thing like we did before. We're going to go up here. We're going to click on this drop down and we're going to choose a virtual background. This opens up. And let's pick these folks doing CPR. Bam. It works just as well. And you don't have a computer, or you don't have a folder and a box or whatever sitting on your desk. So I actually think this is my new way that I'm going to be doing this. So I would like to thank Brandon, I forgot your last name, and I threw my notes away about 25 minutes ago. But if you're listening, I owe you one, buddy. Thanks a lot. No longer need a green screen. All I need is a business card. And it's really good to see these things finally doing someone some good.